So pretty much anyone in the States could quite easily replicate this.
100%, yep.
Yeah.
Because we've left-hand drive, everything we've set up for, it'll just work.
So when it comes to drag racing, arguably in the USA, the Fox body would have to be one of the most popular cars ever made.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. In Australia, there are a few, but generally they're race cars. Very rare to see one as an actual road car, let alone modified one.
Exactly, yeah.
Give us the rundown about how all this happened, mate.
So, I love the Fox body. I'm an 80s guy. I grew up on them. So, Vanilla Ice, who doesn't know him? I was looking for one to do a Barra into it. You know, Corey up in Queensland with his race car had one in it. That was a really cool concept, and I thought, for business, maybe sticking a Barra into one of these, doing conversion kits, sending them over to the States, works perfectly. So that was the whole idea. So finding one here though, that was the problem. We were hunting for probably about 12 months looking for one, and we found this one in Warrnambool. The sales bloke had struggled to sell it, and yeah, it just happened that we were ready and that was there, so it worked really well.
So you never considered putting any other engine in it? It was always going to be a Barra?
Always going to be a Barra. Yeah, that was the whole concept right from the get-go. As soon as the idea stuck into the head, it's like, right, this is what we're going to do, and let's do it. In the States, the LSs are big, and now the Godzillas and the Coyotes and all of that sort of stuff. But it's different, it's unique to Australia as well. So, and to get our products, as in not just Tuff Mounts, but the Australian engine into America is a good thing.
Just getting back to it, for people that don't know, Jason's company Tuff Mounts supplies all sorts of mounts to do conversions in, I guess, hot rodding, you'd say?
Yeah, well, it's hot rodding, performance industry in general, you know, replacing standard OEM equipment, which is a big part of what we do. It's sort of, I guess, the foundation of what we do. It's what we started doing, and now the conversion kits and the weird stuff that people want to do is more of what we do nowadays, which is good.
So getting back to the car, obviously a Barra, you're saying you've got a pretty killer rear end in this. You've done it properly.
We've done it right. Yeah, we've done it right. Initially, the car was never supposed to be what it is now. It's just sort of progressed. We were lucky enough that Craig Lewis over in I think Wollongong, New South Wales, bought a car in, and it wasn't suitable for him, so he cut it up, and he had all of this stuff left over. So he rings me up and says, "Hey, I've got all this gear. Do you want it? Do a deal?" And so yeah, we did a deal, and all of a sudden the build escalated. But you know, this end is, the diff is 9-inch 40 spline strange gun drilled axles, and it's just got everything. So it's a lot more than the car needs now. But for future builds, if we decide to up spec it, we've got it all there.
Now I didn't realise this is quite a stockish engine, isn't it?
Yes,
in the car?
Yeah. So the engine is a FG turbo Barra engine. It is stock. It's a wrecking yard engine. We've done your typical valve springs, timing chain, oil pump, head gasket, studs. That's it though. It's nothing more.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty proven. You do those modifications, and they're pretty, to a point, they're pretty
bulletproof.
Huh?
We know that currently we're pushing the limits.
Yeah. So what have you run in it?
The best the car's done is 9.2. Done a 9.2. The fastest time's 151 mile an hour. We really hope we should be able to get it down to a 9.0, crack an 8 maybe. That's the ultimate goal with the stocky, and then we'll move to a build engine after that.
So tell us a bit about the engine. What sort of turbo have you got on? What sort of power does it make?
So we've got a Pulsar G42 on there with a Johnny Tig turbo manifold, Plasma Man intake, Siemens 2400 injectors into it, Plasma Man cooler. It's the last dyno made just over 800 rear wheel horsepower. And that was at, I think, about 26 pounder boost, which is, it's getting up there. It's getting up there.
The Pulsar 42 is very, very popular turbo on the Barra.
It's fantastic. Like, we had a Borgie on it before, an SXE 369, which is a really good turbo, but capped at about 1,000 horsepower. And we just kept hitting that. We hit its limit too often. So we thought we'll go up to a 42, and I was really worried about lag or getting it up on boost. It's actually quicker, which was really surprising. It comes up on trans brake a lot quicker, and yeah, it's been really good.
A great way you can support Full Boost is to purchase some of our merch.
We've got many different styles on offer, so what are you waiting for? Grab one today at shop.fullboost.com.au. You've got some Haltech gear on this, I take it?
Yes. So we run Haltech Elite 2500, as well as the wide bands and your EGTs, all that sort of stuff, the dash, and it just makes life easy. Just works, does its job.
You're on E85?
We are E85. Yeah, we are on flex, but yeah, for like drag challenge, we run a mix, and then during obviously racing, it's straight E85.
You've run this, I think, is it twice on drag challenge?
We've done 3 events now. Yeah, so 3 events. So it's done probably 8,000-10,000 k's of street driving now, as well as all the racing it's done as well, which is good. It's proven. The car's proven. We just now need to sharpen the driver up.
I love the red interior, and that's pretty factory.
It is, yeah. So the interior, when we got it, was mint, other than just sun fade. Yeah. So the back of the rear seat and carpets were all sun faded. So we pulled all that out. The hood lining is still original, carpet's still original, dash, console's all original still. We had to retrim rear seat to match the front seats when we did those. But other than that, it's all standard interior in there. So we just painted the carpet so it's the right colour and reduced the fade. It's good, it's just nice, and the red is just so stark against the white.
It's perfect. I love the retro stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's, again, one of the things that I love, and what I've always done is try to keep a theme and a retro coolness to it. Even the wheels, with the gold in them, just not really what you'd expect, but it just works with the car.
And these cars actually look small, I think, because of the rear so small, but up close, like you said, it's got quite a
so
long.
Yeah, they're huge. And like the Barra fits in there so well. Yeah. There's just so much room in there still, and you don't know why they didn't do it earlier.
Perfect recipe for drag racing, isn't it?
100%. I mean, the Fox body platform is, I think, one of the most popular race cars in the world. There's more Fox bodies racing than any other platform.
Yeah, now someone could correct me in the comments, but I think a Fox body was the first car to run a 5 on a radial, which is probably
I don't know, but that's more than possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a test bed car, so our platform. So obviously, we designed the Tuff Mount conversion kit for the Barra into these. Originally, we set it up with the factory K-frame, or K-member in America, and then we got a tube front for it, which we then just dropped everything else straight into that from there. So obviously, it's got the Tuff Mounts, Barra to Mustang engine mounts, turbo 400 transmission cross member and transmission mount, and that's essentially the kit. It works well, just bolts in, and we just do our thing, which is good. There's countless of these things done now in America. More and more cars are buying the kits, and more cars are getting finished. So it's it's just growing. That scene, the Barra scene in the States, is exploding.
One car we've featured on Full Boost over the last few years, Project Nomang, runs your engine mounts in the Barra. It's a Commodore chassis. Now, if someone else wants to do a conversion, it's quite easy to get in touch with you in terms of doing something. Oh, that's just killing me. Can't expect to conduct an interview at a drag racing event in the pits.
You've got to expect some noise, I guess.
I think every time we do this, this happens. One GM part you have used in this car, Jason, is, of all things, the radiator. It fits in there like it was made for it. How did you work that out?
When we first started this program, the guys at Skid Factory were doing the Mustang for Drag Week over in the States.
Yep.
So this car was at Adam at MPW's, and they rang me up and said, hey, can we do something? I said, yeah, look, the car's there. Check with Adam, make sure it's okay. So they came down to Adam's and basically dummied up all of their stuff into my car to get their job easier. And they had an issue with the radiator. What are we going to put into it? So they did a walk around to the local wrecking yards, and they come up with a Commodore VE V6 radiator, of all the things, and literally it's there. So
yeah, perfect.
From the hard work that they did, I've just gone, you beauty, and dropped it in, and it's just mint. So, factory fans, factory V6 radiator, so if it ever goes, it's $200 down at the local Burson or Repco or whatever, and away we go again.
Is this just the Plasma Man? Is that just the Falcon plenum? Like
that's the Plasma Man Retro intake, so it's actually smaller, just to allow a bit more room, because with these, with the brakes being on the sort of left-hand side, we had a lot of clearance issues. So we had to just go with their retro one just to try and create some more room.
So pretty much anyone in the States could quite easily replicate this, couldn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we've left-hand drive, everything we've set up for, it just works straight away with them, which is great. You know, it's part of the whole reason we did it, and wanted to keep it left-hand drive so there's no crossover concerns or issues.
I always realise I'm yelling at the cameraman when I can hear me. Cut.